Before we get to this content, I wanted to remind you guys we're giving away a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X to a subscriber that turns on our notifications on this channel. Whether you're an old subscriber or a new subscriber, if you sub and hit that notification bell, you've entered for a chance to win a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X that we're going to be announcing on our community tab in the beginning of August. We're also running the same exact giveaway for my Laced Up podcast, which once we get to 40,000 subscribers there, we're going to be giving away a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X to one of our very first subscribers on that channel that turned on our notifications. Now that we get all that out of the way, cue the intro. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? We got some crazy Golden State Warriors news and one pretty intriguing Golden State Warriors rumor in this video. So I'm going to open up with the Golden State Warriors rumor before we get down to the great news that we have in regards to Klay Thompson. So this rumor is very interesting because I don't know if you remember a couple of weeks ago, we made this one video in regards to Damian Lillard and the Golden State Warriors, and the report went like this. The Golden State Warriors held internal discussions in regards to trading for Damian Lillard. Now, obviously, this is a very cute rumor, and the reason I say it's a cute rumor is because it kind of checks off multiple boxes as to why this rumor would even exist. Damian Lillard is from Oakland. Damian Lillard was rumored to be potentially demanding a trade this past Friday before he came out and said, hey, I don't want to demand a trade just yet. I want to try to make it work in Portland. We obviously need a lot more help before we're even in the realm of contention. But before he came out and squashed all those rumors, the Golden State Warriors held internal discussions about acquiring him. And of course, I said this in many of my videos in the past, the Golden State Warriors are probably the best team and probably the favorite to land any star player in a potential blockbuster trade this year because they have the number 7 pick, the number 14 pick in this year's NBA draft, which by the way we're 10 days away from officially currently, guys. And in addition to that, they have Andrew Wiggins that could match salary with any star player and isn't really the worst player to get back in any blockbuster trade. And they have last year's number 2 overall pick, James Wiseman, which I know some people are still very lukewarm on, but I wanted to remind you guys what 19-year-old center or power forward has ever come into the NBA and absolutely dominated the NBA. I think the best example of players that you could compare Wiseman to are players like Anthony Davis or Kevin Garnett, who really didn't dominate in their first season in the NBA at all. So obviously patience is required when it comes to James Wiseman, but he's still a very good trade piece nevertheless. This latest rumor is in regards to the Golden State Warrior. Now, of course, Damian Lillard squashed those rumors like we mentioned before. I really don't think Damian Lillard is going to get traded this offseason, mainly because he has a very untradeable contract. We've talked about this in our previous videos. So the Golden State Warriors may be pivoting over here. So check this out. This is coming from Evan Damarel. I hope I didn't butcher his name, and it could be true, it could not be true. It sounds like some very legitimate information because it's nothing that's really out there, and I'll tell you what I mean by that after giving you this report. So according to Evan Damarel, the Golden State Warriors are intrigued with acquiring Collin Sexton, but it would not net the Cleveland Cavaliers someone like James Wiseman or the number 7 pick in this year's draft, per sources. The upcoming extension and his overall fit makes teams hesitant to acquire him. So that last part, the upcoming extension and his overall fit make teams hesitant to acquire him, is something that I've heard so many times in regards to Collin Sexton. The issue with Sexton is he was the best player on a terrible team this past year. There were rumors about whether or not people liked him or not in the locker room. So I'll translate to you guys at least what I believe in this rumor and if I think it's plausible or not. I do think it's plausible, and I do think this rumor is actually true because it's not saying that the Golden State Warriors are in love with Collin Sexton or they need to have Collin Sexton. It's the fact that the Warriors said, okay, we may consider bringing on Collin Sexton. Maybe if everything else doesn't go according to plan, maybe Collin Sexton's plan B or he's plan C. The rumor doesn't suggest that the Golden State Warriors are in love with Sexton, and it gave a very realistic valuation on Collin Sexton when the report said that the Cleveland Cavaliers would not receive a player like James Wiseman or the number 7 pick in this year's NBA draft. So I'm buying buying this rumor? Let me know in the comment section down below if you buy this rumor or not. And let's get to probably the most important part of this entire report, and that's Klay Thompson. Now, before we get to that, this video is sponsored by Raycon. This video is sponsored and brought to you by Raycon. Raycon is disrupting the electronics industry by making great sound for everyone. Their wireless E25 earbuds start at half the price of other premium audio brands. These earbuds give you 6 hours of playtime, seamless Bluetooth pairing, more bass, and a more compact design for a comfortable noise isolating fit. These are my go-to earbuds whenever I am traveling and have to catch flights, because the fact that they are noise isolating really makes it easier to hear what I'm trying to listen to as opposed to a bunch of airplane noise. Raycon offers their wireless earbuds in a range of fun colors and patterns with a variety of fit options and no dangling wires or stems. So click the link in the description box or go to buyraycon.com/flightmike to get 15% off of your Raycon purchase. Without a doubt, probably the most important player on the Golden State Warriors, hell, the most pivotal player in the entire Western Conference of the NBA this year is Klay Thompson. Whether or not he will return to form will dictate whether or not the Golden State Warriors are a favorite to be a top 4 team in the West this year, or a team that is going to continue to be a shell of their former selves, or maybe just a 5 to 8 seed when Klay Thompson returns. Now, it's very important to note that there are 2 scenarios that could occur with Klay Thompson upon his return. The scenario that we're all hoping for is the man returns to form, he's the same beast that he was before he went down, and he's gonna absolutely crush it from 3-point land, but maybe his defense takes a little bit of a hit because, well, when you tear your ACL, then rehabilitate your ACL, then tear your Achilles, well, those are 2 injuries that used to spell basketball death for any player in their prime in years past. As a matter of fact, I don't know of any guard in NBA history, and let me know in the comment section down below. Maybe there's someone I am neglecting that tore their ACL, then tore their Achilles, then returned. Now, the reason why this entire situation is so unique is because Klay Thompson doesn't really depend on his athleticism to be special in the NBA. He's always depended upon his ability to make jump shots and his lightning quick release. So I'm saying at the very worst, you might see a player that returns and is more of a 6th man or a role player, averaging about 20 to 25 minutes per game because the injuries just took way too much out of him. But I really hope that isn't the case, and I'm hoping that this is a man that could overcome adversity and be the beast that he once was. Now, we got multiple reports on this, and the first one is about a month old. I was originally going to bring you guys this video a month ago, but my buddy and current Laced Up podcast co-host Mike Korzemba actually made a phenomenal video on this, and he covered everything, so I figured why bring you guys this information if you already know it. So this piece of information is about a month old, and it was a post on Instagram where Klay Thompson said, "Dub Nation, I still have a really long way to go, but my goodness, it felt so dang good to get up and down and see the ball go through the net. Can't wait to burn him down next year. Big milestone for me this week. Hashtag Jackie Moon, hashtag Wetfire, at the people love it." And then you see a series of pictures of him shooting jump shots, and for some reason there's one picture of him practicing his hook shot. Now, this was a month ago, so now we could actually tell you about how much this man has progressed, and this is according to one of our favorite sources to bring on in this channel, and probably one of the more legitimate sources that we bring on this channel, and that is The Athletic. So according to Anthony Slater of The Athletic, Steve Kerr came out and gave a full update in regards to the timetable that Klay Thompson could return and his rehabilitation currently. So according to Steve Kerr, Klay Thompson has not been able to participate in full contact drills yet, but he's starting to really get movement on the court. He's still a ways away from actually playing basketball in a 5-on-5 setting, but there's a big step with the Achilles when you can actually start running again. It's a huge psychological boost. The rest of the body gets going and you start feeling the soreness and aches and pains that actually feel good when you've been out for a while, and he's at that point. Which, by the way, my heart goes out to my brother Get Like Coop, my other co-host on the Laced Up podcast. I don't know if you guys heard, but he tore his Achilles recently. If you want to go and show him some support on Twitter or on YouTube, show my man some love. But Klay Thompson is actually expected to miss the 2021 to 2022 season as he returns from a torn Achilles. So originally I thought that he was going to return at the beginning of the season. It's going to take some time time. Obviously, this injury is a completely different beast. The only other player that pops into my mind in regards to at least dealing with this injury is a player that plays a completely different position from Klay Thompson, and that's DeMarcus Cousins. And ever since then, we all know the story with DeMarcus Cousins. He still shows flashes of his old self, but he clearly isn't the player that he once was anymore. So we're gonna have to wait and see in regards to how Klay Thompson does when he comes back. Let me know in the comment section down below, what are you expecting from Klay Thompson upon his return? Do you think he's gonna get back to it and be the beast that he once was, or do you think he's gonna be a shell of his former self, or maybe 40% of the man that he once was? Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.